We're here at the Niagara Central Airport for Air Cadets Appreciation Day, and apparently I'm going up in a glider. I don't really know what one is. Apparently it's a plane with no engine. This should be safe.
Well, Bob, this is an Air Appreciation Day, as we call it, and the intent is to express our appreciation to people in the community who have supported our gliding center and our Air Cadet Squadron and squadrons throughout this area.
Now that we're at the Welland Squadron, tell us a little bit about what happens to the program, how long it runs during the year.
The cadet program training program runs from the 1st of September through till the end of May, typically, or into June in some cases, when cadets then go off to summer camps. The squadron here in Welland meets on Wednesday evenings. They have 30-some-odd cadets in the squadron at the present time. And the squadron has been in operation. It's number 87 squadron, so they've been around since the early 1940s, shortly after the League was formed.
Okay, now I have to ask, because I'm going up too, what can a first-time person in a glider expect for today?
Oh, absolutely the thrill of their life, Bob. You see the faces, the smiles on the faces of these young cadets that come down, and the senior people as well. It's just a phenomenal experience and one that they'll never forget.
Now, we've watched the planes take off and a bunch of gliders. Can you kind of tell us the mechanics as far as what's going on up there?
The tow plane is attached with a rope about 200 feet to the glider, and it'll tow the glider up to a certain altitude. It could be 2,000 feet, could be 2,500. It just matters about the weather and the clouds. Once you're at the release altitude, the glider will just release, and then you can do some turns and whatever maneuvers you like until you get to a certain altitude where you have to join the circuit, which is just a pattern to keep traffic from colliding or anything like that. And you just follow your circuit and you come down and land.
What do you learn here, and what are you expected to learn when you join up at the Air Cadets?
When you join cadets, there's different levels. There's different things you learn. When you join, you just learn general things about cadets, rank system, things like that. Once you go further into levels, you start to learn things about aviation, like theory of flight and meteorology and navigation.
Now, from the Air Cadets, where do you see yourself going now as a pilot? What are your future aspirations?
Well, this coming summer, I'd like to go on the Pilot Scholarship, where I'd get my private pilot license through Air Cadets, which is what I'd really like to do. And then with that knowledge, I'd like to be able to go towards military training and become a transport pilot in the Royal Canadian Air Force.
As far as training young individuals who come into the Air Cadets, what values does it teach them?
We try to teach them all the things that you'd probably want in your best friend or your best employee kind of thing. We want them, they get a lot of leadership training. They learn a lot about skills such, to fly an airplane, you need a lot of things like math and physics and all those things that make things stay in the air. We teach them about community too, because the community is a huge part of what is done to support the Air Cadet program. But as well, in communities, you get the whole basis of how we all move forward in life.
Now, I'm looking at these planes and I'm looking at the price of gas, and I'm thinking, it can't be cheap to keep these planes running. Tell us a little bit about where the funds come to keep this program moving.
Generally, the Air Cadet League, we provide the airplanes, and then of course D&D assists on certain things like instructors and that. But basically, we run a lottery once a year, the Air Cadet League lottery, and you'll see the squadrons out there selling their tickets. And when we do that, we use the funding for that to support the aviation group here and make sure that they've got the aircraft they need. Most people don't realize that actually the Air Cadet League in Canada is the third largest non-commercial carrier in Canada, and we own a lot of planes from one end to the other. Here in Ontario alone, we've got over 30 aircraft that we use for this.
So if someone was interested in joining the Air Cadets, what kind of commitment would they make in order to be successful here?
Well, it's strictly a voluntary thing, of course, and there's no ongoing commitment. It's like any other youth organization. You join and you take part, and if you're getting something out of it, you stay, which most of our people tend to do. So there's no commitment to join the military or anything like that at all. So it's a self-sustaining program and one that people tend to stay with.
So I've just come down from my first glider flight of my life, and it was an amazing feeling. Although I'm too old to join the Air Cadets. But if you're between the ages of 12 and 19, you can be an Air Cadet. All you have to do is log on to their website at aircadetleague.on.ca. Reporting for The Source, I'm Bob Top Gun Romeo.